He might be a little late in coming, yeah. No pun intended, I'm sorry.
Stealing the show already. Well, we're here today to kick off the Boca Raton Concours d'Elegance, the 13th annual Boca Raton Concours d'Elegance. And it's going to be a great weekend. You can see everything's being set up out here, all the tents and everything. This is where we do the show on Sunday, the grand finale show on Sunday. Tonight we got the hangar party over at the Boca Raton Airport. And then Saturday we got the big gala with the Leno show.
Oh, it's hardly a show, but thank you.
Jay.
That's very kind. Thank you.
And that'll be on Saturday night. But you can see that everything's going up out here. We're going to have about 10,000 people here on Sunday. The place will be full. Now, this is a great venue here, and it's a fantastic place to do this event. And this event has raised over $10 million for the Boys and Girls Club. We have no paid promoters. This is an event that is put on all by volunteers doing it for the Boys and Girls Club. 100% of the proceeds of the Boca Raton Concours d'Elegance event goes to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Broward County. At this time, speaking of the Boys and Girls Club of Broward County, I'd like to introduce our president and CEO. Brian, you're on.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. On behalf of the 12,300 kids we serve on an annual basis, we're just so proud of what Rita and Rick Case have provided, as this is a concours that is owned and operated by a charity. Because of Rita and Rick and their leadership, we're just so proud. As Rick indicated, we have over 300 plus volunteers over the course of this weekend that run and operate the show. What we're also very proud about of our kids that we serve, ages 6 to 18, 98% of them, no matter what grade they are, will proceed to the next grade level on time. For the programs and things that we do, what is also fascinating is that we have specific programs for kids related to cars. We have over 850 kids since 2011 that have gone through the UPS Road Code Certification Driving Program. We have an auto tech program operated by JM Family that we're starting to show kids how to get into careers of the automotive industry. And over the course of this weekend, we'll have our kids out here helping to judge cars and do things and really understand the history of cars all the way up to the present. So on behalf of our board and staff, and particularly all the kids that we serve, we're just so very thankful to the Cases. Thankful for Jay and giving his time and talent to help us raise a lot of money. As Rick said, over $10 million we have raised to date. And one last fact, which is very important, this is the 8th year in a row that the Boys and Girls Clubs of Broward County has won 4 stars, highest stars from Charity Navigator. 8 years in a row. Of the 6,000 nonprofits that they evaluate, only 4% of charities have done it 8 years in a row. We're proud to be in a part of that group. So thank you all very much.
I want to meet the charity that came in last. What cheap bastards they must be. That must be one of those 90, only 1% goes to the actual charity.
Thanks, Brian. We really appreciate Brian. He's the one that leads these 12 clubs that we have, taking care of me and Rita's 12,000 kids. So he does a phenomenal job at it. It's just fantastic. And a gentleman who's really helped us promote this event and been here every year, I think for about 10 years, is Wayne Carini. Wayne does the show on TV, Chasing Classic Cars, and he is the ultimate in car enthusiast.
Wayne is also my father. I know people know that, and he's the one that got me started in this, so I appreciate that.
Okay, Wayne, you get to counter that. Here you go.
Thank you very much. You know, I've been doing Chasing Classic Cars for 13 years, this event for about 10 years. When Rick and Rita asked me to be part of this event, and they told me what it was all about, giving back to the Boys and Girls Club, and such a great charity that is, and having a great car show on top of it. So we're here doing such great work for the Boys and Girls Club, and then having a great time at a car show, enjoying each other's company. That's what it's all about. I'm here with my buddy Ralph Morano and his family. I bring my family every year. It's a very family-friendly event, and such great cars people bring from all over the country to be part of this concours. So it's my honor to be here today. and be part of this great organization and great Concours. And besides that, I get to hang out with my son.
That's right. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Wayne. And speaking of classic cars, we have some of the finest here for you to see today that are going to be on the show field on Sunday. Not only are the cars here, the owners who have these cars have taken years to put these cars together are also here today. Now, I can tell you one thing. The Boca Raton Concours d'Elegance wouldn't be what it is today without one gentleman. About 14 years ago, I was at Pebble Beach, and I was walking through Pebble Beach, and I seen this guy I recognized from this late night show. And I knew he was a car guy, and I went up to him, I says, you know, I'm gonna start this event for the Boys and Girls Club. It's gonna be called the Boca Raton Concours d'Elegance. It's gonna be better than Pebble Beach. And he said, oh boy. And I said, it's in Boca Raton. He said, Boca Raton? Is there anybody there under 80? I didn't think people were able to drive in Boca Raton. And that's how it started out. But Jay has been here.
I think I got more laughs with it then than you did. Yeah. It's kind of how you tell it.
All right. Well, listen, I'm a car salesman, not a comedian.
You don't have to tell me.
He brought a heart doctor along. I said, it's car salesman. We don't have any hearts. So, but anyway, back to Jay came here the first year and really helped us get this started. We come out with the first year event. It was fantastic. He was here the 5th year. He was here the 10th year. He came back here last year, and here he is again this year. And he comes here, you know, he likes cars and everything, but he really appreciates what this event does for the kids, the Boys and Girls Club kids. So, Jay, we really appreciate you being here.
Why, thanks.
And
well, I do, because you don't help these kids, they're going to be stripping your car on the street one day, okay? So it's self-preservation, really, you know, that's what happens. And the thing Wayne forgot to mention is, it's actually a lot of fun. I mean, we all pretend like we're working here, but we come down here and it's all cars and it's a lot of exciting. Here's something I learned from George Bush. You know, George Bush flew into Burbank one day, and I went out to meet him. And he got off the plane, went like this, thank you. Thank you. And there was nobody there. I was the only one there. And then when I saw it on TV, oh my God, you would have thought there were 1,000 people around. 10,000. Thank you, our place. If you could all just step back and thank you very much. See, when that airs on TV, it'll look like there's a huge crowd here. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. But no, it's a lot of fun helping out the Boys and Girls Club. And you know, it's really, at least for me, no effort at all. You come down, you tell some jokes, you meet people. We auction off tours of the garage and stuff. We've raised over $1 million this year, just this year alone, touring the garage. So that's pretty good. And as Rick says, the most important thing is 100% of the money goes to charity, not 99. You know, you keep reading about these people that ruin it for everyone. There was some Wounded Warrior Project. I don't want to use them, but it was a veterans group, and they were throwing lavish parties and like maybe 40%, whatever it was, going to the actual charity. This charity, 100% goes to it. They don't deduct for bringing the car in and taking it out and take that off the top. If you give it to the Boys and Girls Club, it goes directly to the kids. And we found that people, once they know that, they really step up because they know nobody wants to look like a fool and look like they've been taken for a ride. You know, somebody's having a party on your dime, you know. And that's the great thing about it. So we're really thrilled. I mean, the last time we auctioned off tours of the garage, we raised a couple of $100,000, I think, something like that. So it's a lot of fun, and Wayne does it too. And like I said, the real key is that 100%. Whenever you give to a charity, look for that number. And if it says 100% of the money, then legally that's what it has to be. So that's why I'm involved, because I know it's a straight organization and it's good. Not straight, you can be gay, that's fine. I mean, so you can't say anything nowadays, you know. I met a guy yesterday, he goes, this is my partner. Okay, are you gay? Are you a law firm? What are you? Because I didn't know. I was, okay, so anyway, that's what I'm saying. But anyway, that's to me the single thing that really hits home with people and makes it more important. And my favorite thing when I come here is to walk around and give what I call the Rattle Can Award. Try and find the guy that did the restoration totally himself in his garage, because as you and your dad used to do. You know, it's fun to see guys that can afford to write a check and have something restored. But to me, the real fun is finding that guy who bought the car and 1996 and took 14 years or whatever it is to restore it and did it all himself and painted it in his garage. And it might not look as good as some of the 100-point cars, but the heart and soul is what you look for. So that's what I'm going to be looking for out in the field. Try and find that one car that has that feature. Rick?
Great. Well, we appreciate you being here, Jay and Wayne, and it's going to be a great show. We do a thing on the Sunday brunch we do. Wayne and Jay are there. They get up there and they talk for about an hour about cars and collecting cars. And of course, half the time is Jay's jokes out there, which gets everybody a laugh, which you need in a Sunday morning anyway. But that's something we're going to be doing. It's a $1,000 donation for anybody who wants to come to that brunch. And it's a real exclusive private thing. And we really have a lot of fun at that thing. It's really great. What are we talking about this year? What's the theme going to be?
At $1,000 for breakfast, it's really private. So there you go. Yeah.
Stop it! It's for the kids.
Two eggs and bacon for $1,000. You're not going to find that anywhere.
But we do serve, eggs and bacon.
There you go.
So we would like now at this time, if you have all these cars here, these great cars, the owners are here. If you want to take a look and meet the owners, we'd love to have you meet the owners, talk to them about their cars. And before we get on to that, is there any questions for Jay? Anybody have any? Here we go.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite car? What car do you like to drive the most?
What is my favorite? Well, I don't have any one favorite. The fun thing about cars is if you're really interested in them, you want to know, well, what came before this, what came before that. When I was a kid, I always liked the muscle cars because those are the hot cars when we were teenagers. But then you realize those are the cars of the 60s. And then you realize, there were actually muscle cars in the 50s. And then you go back to the 30s, the Duesenberg. Oh my God, that was the fastest car, one of the fastest cars in the world. And you keep going all the way back till my 1906 Stanley Steamer. So it's hard to... Sometimes it's fun to go really slow in an older car like the big case over here. Not this old case, the other old case over there. and sometimes
You're picking on my car and me.
And sometimes it's fun to go out in a McLaren or one of those. So it's all about the experience, really. That's for me.
Do you get to do any driving? Do you get to do any driving this weekend?
I'm not sure. I think we have something lined up. I might do some driving, so we'll see. Well, we're here really just trying to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club. It's not like I don't get enough driving time. That's like that's really a first world problem. Gee, Mr. Leno, you didn't get to drive anything fancy down here. I don't think anybody's going to sympathize with you on that one.
Hey Jay, what's the first car you ever owned?
First car I ever owned, I believe, was a 1934 Ford pickup truck. Paid $350 for it. I got it when I was 14. I spent 2 years backing up and down the driveway learning to drive. When you're a kid, when I was 14, I remember last night was, what if I can't drive a stick? What if I'm one of those and I'd wake up with cold sweats. What if I'm one of those guys that doesn't know how to do it, So that was my first car. What was your first car, Wayne?
51 Chevy, $25 from the neighbor. Yeah, threw his battery in it and drove it home. Told my father, this is my new car. And I was 13. So.
Well, they all were about the same age, so there you go.
When did you fall in love with cars?
When did I fall in love with cars?
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in a rural area in Andover, Massachusetts. So there were always broken snowmobiles, abandoned cars in fields. So anything that rolls, explodes, and makes noise, I was interested in. I mean, it was just part of being a kid when we were young, My mother knew nothing about cars, but she knew when the Valiant wouldn't start, she took off the big round thing and stuck the screwdriver down the little round thing, it would run, I mean, modern cars now are like appliances. They don't really break, and when they do, you just replace them. But older cars are fun because if you can physically... I have the kind of cars, people are not amazed that I got there quickly, they're amazed that I got there at all, When you pull up in a 1906 Stanley Steamer that's on fire, people go, oh, you drove that here? Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Okay, 100% of the proceeds you said go to Boys and Girls Clubs. Why is that important to you, Jay, personally, for that money?
Well, it's just important to me because nobody likes to feel like a fool, I mean, I meet a lot of old guys that'll sell their car to somebody and then 2 months later they see it at one of the auctions for some crazy money and they realize, oh, they got taken. They thought they were selling it to somebody who really loved the car, I mean, to me, if you're giving a donation like in the thousands of dollars to a charity, you want to know that it's all going to the kids. You don't want to think that, gee, I gave $10,000 and $2,500 went to that guy so he could go buy a motorcycle or do something else. And no, so I just think that's important, because I know 1 year at Pebble Beach I auctioned off a Fiat when the new little small Fiat came out. We got $600,000 for it, and we were doing it for the veterans. And I asked the guy, why'd you pay $600,000 for this? Because he said, because 100% of the money is going to the veterans. And you know, and a donation like that, the percentage might be 10 or 15,000 taken off the top, you know, which is now becomes a money-making operation for somebody. To me, this is a non-profit, and that's what it's supposed to be. And every cent goes to the kids, and that's what makes you feel good. If you get an extra $1, the kid's going to get that extra $1.
Wayne, that gentleman, the older gentleman that you have working on the show, he's like, it seems like he's like your second dad, and what a talented man, and the knowledge he has is incredible. I mean, he fixes those old cars like it was yesterday he was working on them.
Yeah, Roger's been around cars for a long time. I got to know him when I was 10 years old, and he's worked for me for the past 18 years now. So yeah, he's got, I mean, this is not rocket science fixing cars either. So, I mean, he's a good guy and he knows his stuff, but if you got compression, gasoline, and a spark, it's gonna run. And what's fun is rejuvenating these cars and showing Roger taking the carburetors apart and doing what he does every day. It's just second nature once you've done it enough. And you know, with the charities too, I mean, it's so important to all of us. The collector car community in general is such giving people. So, you know, we love to give money to charities and have a good time doing it. So I think that's an important fact too.
Any other questions?
Can we get you guys all together for a picture?
I think we are all together. I think. I mean, oh, geez.
Standing.
Oh, standing. Oh, sure, I guess we could do that. You know,
Thank you.
all together for a picture. Like the worst boy band in history.
They're all
NSYNC
not
2050. Well, there you go. You're the manager. Looks like a Just for Men commercial, doesn't it? One of these men has hair clip.
Thank you.
Cool.
So,
Yes, sir.
are you bringing any of your own cars to this?
No, I didn't bring any of my own cars because I was somewhere last night and I got to go somewhere else the day after I finish here. So it's hard to carry a '59 Cadillac with you when you're trying to travel doing one-nighters. Yeah.
I personally would have liked to see your Cunningham.
Oh, the Cunningham was great. We had that at Greenwich. Yeah, that's a great car.
So if there's no more questions for Jay, you can have some questions for the owners of these beautiful cars here. I'm sure these are going to be a lot of class winners, and we might even have the best in show car right here, out here now. So please make yourself at home talking to the owners and take your pictures and so on. So thank you very much. We appreciate you being here and supporting the Boys and Girls Clubs of Broward County and the 12,000 kids that we serve. Thank you.